Hello YouTube, LeaderSlice17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back for another collection update. Still been trying to catch up with the kind of backlog that I've been having, so here's another update. This one is just going to focus on records, so yeah, if you like records, this is maybe a good video for you. In the background, we're listening to The Grand Ascent, the new one from Fuming Mouth, hardcore, kind of a mix with death metal. Awesome album, just pounding. Alright. First off, let's start here. I did an order through Rotten to the Core Records, and pretty much the only thing I've ever purchased from Rotten to the Core Records, actually I think literally, was the Action for Animals compilation EP, which is sort of just a record that I've been drawn to buying as sort of my go-to sort of, I don't even know what we'll say. Anyway, picked up a couple more. This time I already had one, but I wanted to focus on trying to get more of the test presses. So actually I ordered 3, but he went back and said, "Oh, sorry, my inventory was wrong, and there's only 2 left." And so yeah, only got the last 2 they had, number 17 and 19 here. I don't know if I showed. Actually, the test press looks different. Obviously, it even says test press. If you're not familiar with this compilation EP, it's pretty much just I'm just having this stuff in here now. It's a compilation of mostly power violence and grindcore and that kind of stuff. And it's just a record that was put together to benefit. I can tell you what it actually the specific name of it is, but it's the largest no-kill animal shelter in the state of California, I think is what it is. So anyway, I just came across it. Ross Hodo, still shout out to you for showing me the way on this one. The timing is right, and I've just come to really be into this record a lot. So anyway, those 2, and shout out to Rotten to the Core Records, because not only did because this is the only thing I bought was just these 3 things, or I ordered 3 and I got 2 because they were the last ones. So not only did he refund me, but he also just threw in a bunch of extra shit, which is awesome. So shout out to Mr. Rob. I've always been meaning to kind of buy other stuff there, and so him throwing in some extra stuff obviously piqued me wanting to do that. And actually, I already have. So there you go. So anyway, he threw in these 3 7-inches, which is awesome. 2 of them are from the same artist, Sidetracked. This one's actually a split with the band Rabid Pigs. Sidetracked, interestingly enough, both of these bands, Rabid Pigs and Sidetracked, are actually on the compilation. So that's pretty cool, and maybe why he included these specific artists. Also, Sidetracked is from Tacoma, Washington, my home state, Washington, so it also might be a factor. Not really sure. Anyway, Sidetracked is definitely a really bursty, power violence-y kind of thing going on. Especially on this one. The songs on this one are super short. I definitely didn't like the songs on this one as much. These ones are a little longer. Maybe because it's split, I'm not sure. This split came out last year, I think. This was recorded at the end in 2014, so maybe 2014. I'm not totally sure. I liked the Sidetracked material better on this one, but I think overall, I actually liked Rabid Pigs better. They are more. I mean, they still did the power violence. They had a lot more hardcore mixed in with their stuff, which I enjoyed more. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Rabid Pigs, I think Pennsylvania, I want to say, is where they're from. But actually, the thing I liked the most was this Stop Breathing Santa Cruz EP. This is definitely much more in the hardcore vein, really riffy, almost like crossover-y at times. Maybe, I don't know. Don't trust my judgment on that. But I really like this one a lot. Solos even, so almost by default. This was my favorite. This one, I'm pretty sure this one was 2013. I remember looking this one up. Yeah, I still think it's 2013. What else did I want to say about this one? I don't know, I just really like this one the most. So anyway, yeah, here's the Rotten to the Core label on this side, and there's that. I think only one of these actually, I didn't actually show up, but only one of these is actually anything other than just black. But anyway, yeah, I'll probably check out maybe all these artists a little bit more, but Stop Reading, I definitely need to look into them. I think it's this one. I think this is the one that's not black. It's like a marbled or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, shout out to Rock to the Core Records. I have already ordered some pretty rad stuff, I think, and we'll try to continue to support, which I think is probably a pretty cool label. So yeah, there's that. All right, moving on. Let's back up here. Picked up this awesome single. This is Accelerator by RoadRash. RoadRash is awesome. I put them in the new wave of traditional heavy metal scene band. They're from just north of me in Vancouver. I think specifically Vancouver, but British Columbia, regardless. They play a really cool, like no one actually. They kind of are very unique sounding. They kind of have a really good mixture of like punk and like a little bit of like speed metal, a little bit I would say as well. And their sound, but really cool stuff. Gruffy vocals, which I really enjoy. Anyway, this is 2 tracks. One is the new song Accelerator, which is totally just awesome, more awesome stuff from RoadRash. If you like their other stuff, you definitely like that one. And then the on the side 2 is a recording of their song Burnout with a improved production, at least in my opinion. So I hope that they continue along with that. And I sort of saw them comment. I think maybe it was on. Either they posted on YouTube or maybe it was New Wave of Traditional Metal Full Albums posted it, and they sort of said as much that they're excited to have the newer production for this album, because I agree it sounds great. Out of 200, mine's number 24. I don't know, did I actually show you that it's like electric blue or some shit? See, that looks pretty cool. And then here's this center label on that one. Anyway, cool stuff, RoadRash. I'm sure I've talked about this band a few times on this channel before, but if you haven't listened to them before, definitely check out the links below because they are pretty rad. Love that dirty bass sound. All right, next up, this is another 2-track. I don't know. I guess this is sort of. I wouldn't know if I would say could they consider it a single, but it sort of is sort of like a single sort of in a way. This is Imperator of the Desiccated by the Glorious Dead. If you're not familiar with this band, this is a death metal band out of Michigan, 4-piece. Like I said, it's 2 tracks. The first track, on the first side, we got Mangled Celebration. And then on side 2, we got Celebrate the Corpse, which is live. So that's why I'm sort of, I don't know. But both songs are new to me, so I don't know if I'd really consider it it's sort of like a mini EP or something, maybe. I don't know what the hell it's considered. What's going on here? What is this stuff? It's just some stickers that came with it. And download code, which is awesome. Released through, dually through Bindrune and, I'm not sure, what is it? Eiwaz, EIHWAZ. So forgive my pronunciation on that. Eiwaz we're going to go with. Released on black. Anyway, this is good stuff. Just nice, solid, old school death metal. Very, very good stuff. Definitely give it a shot. I'll leave a link. And yeah, go buy it. Imperator of the Desiccated by the Glorious Dead. And actually, let's take a moment to look at this album art. This is some really good album art. Obviously, I had to pick up the t-shirt as well. Alright, last and definitely not... Oh no, well, last of the 7 inches actually. I forgot that I was going to do 7 inches and 12 inches together. Bought my first picture disc kind of just on a whim. Didn't actually really even know it was a picture disc when I bought it. But anyway, popped up on Bandcamp and I needed to have it. So reissue of the Acid Witch Nunslaughter split spooky. Really into Acid Witch. This is actually now these are the only 2 things I own from Nunslaughter, but I think they're pretty solid anyway. I like them. Anyway, like I said, I just popped up on Bandcamp and I was like, oh crap. And I previously bought the other version. I'd kind of, paid a little bit for it. And I was like, oh man, I would love to have another copy because I don't know, because I have a problem. And it was later that I realized it actually is a picture disc, which actually in hindsight I was like, oh, that's cool because I don't have any picture discs. So it'd be kind of cool to have one of this. So anyway, it's a picture disc. Sounds fine to me. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Maybe they're getting better at it. Good stuff. I really like this split actually. Pretty much everything by Acid, which is good. So there you go. I was actually kind of surprised. My sort of reputation of picture discs because they don't have anything else with them. You just get like the disc or the record. But in this case, there actually was an insert too, so that was pretty cool. Very unexpected, like I sort of intimated. Anyway, cool stuff. Happy to have it. It was, a regular priced item, so that was a pretty cool factor. But anyway, spooky, Acid Witch, Nunslaughter, split. It's very blah 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 for me. Anyway, cool stuff. Alright, let's check out some records, or some 12 inches. This one is awesome, definitely somewhere on the list of albums of the year. This is self-titled Inhuman Nature. One of these songs from this album made my most played songs from last month. These guys are out of England, and they're playing some riffy thrash. The riffs on this album just like totally just rip from like every single song, just like total riffage. Here's the back. Anyway, awesome stuff. Came with inserts, lyrics, bam photo in a cemetery. Anyway, like I said, this some people I've seen some comments online that are trying to say this is like, oh, this is Power Trip from England. I don't really get that. Outside of just they both play thrash. I wouldn't say that there's a very much of a hardcore mix with this. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't think so. Really like forceful, throaty vocals, which I enjoy. Comes on this, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's looks kind of crimson-y red with some black splatter mix or whatever the hell it is. Good looking stuff though. Even better sounding record. So definitely check out the link that I will leave below, because if you like thrash, you're going to be into this record a lot, because I freaking love it. Yeah, anyway, awesome stuff. Inhuman Nature, self-titled. I'm pretty sure this is their debut album, and pretty good stuff. I'm actually pretty impressed, I would say, actually, in general, with a lot of the thrashy kind of releases that are coming out this year. Kind of unexpected, I would say, for me. and so I'm pleasantly surprised to kind of get a bunch of stuff that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, definitely check this out. Self-titled Inhuman Nature. Alright, here we go. This is the last one. Happy to pick this up. It kind of did a backwards discography with this band in terms of getting their most recent, and went backwards. Anyway, finally had to pick this up because still to this day has never been released on CD, so kind of assumed it probably wasn't going to happen. And if it does at some point, I'll pick it up. But that's fine. Decided to finally pick up the record. This is a debut album from debut. I'm pretty sure debut. We're gonna say. Two albums ago, album from Incendiary. This is Crusade, released through Closed Casket. What is it? Closed Casket Activities. I knew it was a non-standard word. So anyway, they released pretty good stuff. They've released all the other Incendiary albums, so obviously maybe that's where my bias comes from. But kind of a gatefold with the collage pictures and stuff, trying to kind of hard to avoid that light, I guess. Anyway, good stuff. Awesome hardcore. I do kind of say that I think his Zach De La Roca sounding vocals are less pronounced on this album than all the other ones, which actually kind of I didn't like as much. The vocals are still totally fine, but I sort of have come to enjoy how much this dude sounds like Zach De La Roca. Comes on this, I think it's just silver, right? Yeah. Or no, I guess there's... is that what this is? I don't know. It's got silver and it has like red. A little bit. You can kind of see it. Anyway, awesome hardcore. This is definitely one of my favorite hardcore bands, I would just say. Just because it's one of the only bands where I've actually A, bought any of their stuff, and then B, like I bought like several of their releases, and actually only recently 2 of them because the CD finally came available. Anyway, awesome hardcore. If you haven't checked out Incendiary before, just good hardcore riffy stuff. Really like it a lot. This one is Crusade. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Gotta do CDs still. Big pile of CDs to do. And also all the tapes that I want for my A Pile of Tapes contest or have arrived. I just need to finalize how I want to do the contest. I originally had sort of an idea, but my wife threw a curveball at me, so I sort of want to rethink about it. So anyway, let's stop rambling. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of these releases that I showed today, please let me know what you think of them, and otherwise, have a good day.